What's up, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Sebastian here, back with another video. Shadow of the Erdtree is upon us, and my original intended plan was to get all the trophies for this DLC and make a video of it. That won't happen, since the DLC won't have any new additional trophies, which is kinda sad, and it's a shame, since I am a trophy hunter. But I am also a huge SoulsBorne fan. Since we have a new FromSoftware title coming out this week, I decided to rank the FromSoftware SoulsBorne Platinum trophies from worst to best and mention my personal worst and best boss in each individual game. Once I've had my time with Shadow of the Erdtree, I'll do a boss ranking. But for now, let's just get into it. So all of these, quick disclaimer, all of these are just personal preferences and personal opinions. And my personal opinion is that the worst SoulsBorne game to platinum is Dark Souls 3. It's tedious, 2.5 playthroughs, just to get every ring. Like, it's just nonsense, seriously. Over 30 hours went into farming for Covenant items. These are required in order to get all the spells, incantations, rings, etc. The Covenant items. And they are ass. The best side of Dark Souls 3 is the exploration and the bosses. The boss quality is at its peak in Dark Souls 3, and there is nobody who can tell me otherwise. Worst boss of the game, though, is Crystal Sage, and the best one is the Twin Princess Lorien and Lothric. Next on our list, we have Demon Souls Remake. I haven't platinumed the original Demon Souls, but I will. I will get it this next fall, so yeah, stay tuned for more. Demon Souls Remake is a fantastic linear experience. However, when it comes to completing this game, world tendency was my biggest concern. I did 3 playthroughs to finally get it right, and there really isn't much to say about this one. It actually might be the second, if not the easiest Souls game to platinum. The runbacks to the bosses were awful. The checkpoints only appear after you've defeated a boss. This game will also be impossible to platinum in the future, since it has online trophies attached to it, unfortunately. Worst boss in the game is Wormboy King Allant, and the best boss is Tower Knight. Dark Souls 2 is kinda DS3 all over again, but toned down. Toned way down. It took me only a few hours to farm the Sunlight medals, so I guess I was just really lucky. The bosses in the game are pretty much forgettable. Thankfully, I platinumed the Scholar of the First Sin edition, which requires you to beat one of the 3 DLCs. I didn't know which one because I went in totally blind, and the DLCs made me appreciate this game even more than I did before. Worst boss in the game is Covetous Demon, and the best boss is Fume Knight. Now I know that this next entry isn't a FromSoftware game, but I need to give a shout out and an honorable mention to Lies of P. This game is probably the closest thing we'll ever get to a new Bloodborne game. The platinum experience was so fun, challenging, yet fair and joyful. If you haven't played this game just because it's a copy-paste formula, you're missing out on one of the best games to have come out this decade. I can't recommend it enough. Next, we have the original Dark Souls. Let's just get one thing out of the way. The only downside to this game is making the boss weapons, otherwise completing this game felt wholesome. Yes, many consider this game to be extremely difficult, but to me, it's kind of a comfort game. I miss the good old days when I just made myself some cocoa, lit some bonfires, I mean candles, and just played some Dark Souls 1. There was really nothing that tedious as in DS3 or 2. The only thing I can remember was the Solaire questline. That was kinda tedious. The Covenant achievements are always, and I mean always, ass. Without exception. And I hope that I never have to do those again. Worst boss is definitely Bed of Chaos, and the best boss in the game is Artorias. So, we've finally entered the top 3, but before we do, please be sure to follow me on Twitch. I'll put the link down in the description below. I'll be playing Shadow of the Erdtree all weekend with my homies, and also don't forget to like and subscribe. If I reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, or 1,000 followers on Twitch, I'll go for the Super Meat Boy Platinum Trophy, and that's a promise. Taking the top 3 spot will be Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Many don't consider this game to be a Souls game, and I understand why. I'm not here to tell you what your take should be, nor try to convince you otherwise. This is my subjective take, alright? I think Sekiro has the most fluid combat system in the series. This game focuses much more on defense than offense. The bosses are memorable, locations are very mysterious, fun to explore, and the Japanese setting makes everything feel so fresh. When it comes to completing this game, it's no joyride though. I did 5 total playthroughs for this platinum. There are 4 different endings in the game. At the very end, I was the scumbag who dared to use the cloud save scam. But why 5 playthroughs? Well, because it's just that good. The worst boss in the game are the goddamn folding screen monkeys. The best boss is definitely Genichiro. So it was extremely hard to pick my top 3, but the silver has to go to Bloodborne. I platinumed this game twice and even got the DLC trophies too. This is one of those games that unfortunately is continuously ignored by the publisher. When I decided to go for this amazing platinum trophy, I had never played this game before. I'm a huge gothic horror fan, and to have Bloodborne set in that kind of world, I was on my toes for the entire ride. The trophies are actually pretty basic, and that's why I could recommend this platinum trophy to anyone who is a trophy hunter and wants a fair challenge. Defeat every boss, get all the weapons, max out a weapon, get every chalice and all 3 endings. My only complaint are the chalice dungeons. Thankfully, if you are able to play online, there are codes you can use to access only the dungeons that actually affect the platinum. It's a nice skip that I can't recommend enough. Overall, one of the best games ever made. Worst boss, Celestial Emissary. Best boss, Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. Remember when I said that Bloodborne is one of the best games ever made? Well, here comes my personal best game ever made. The best game I have ever played. And remember when I said that I platinumed Bloodborne 2 times? Well, the number 1 spot goes to Elden Ring, which I platinumed 3 times. I even got a Malenia tattoo. This game was one of those I expected to be the most tedious of the bunch, but it's actually the easiest to platinum. You don't need to get every weapon, only the legendaries will do. Same goes for the talismans, spirit ashes, spells, incantations, etc. The legendaries will do. The rest are mostly boss trophies and maxing out your gear. The Old Hunters DLC is the best DLC I have played so far in my life. Now that is about to be challenged. I have never been as hyped for a DLC as I am for Shadow of the Erdtree, and I kinda expect it to be the best DLC ever made. But we'll know soon enough. Worst boss of the game is Elemer of Briar, and the best boss is Malekith. Yes! 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 That does it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. I platinumed all of these games such a long time ago, and it feels amazing to finally talk about my experience with these games. Unfortunately, I don't have footage of these platinum trophy hunts remaining on my computer anymore, since it's been such a long time. The first one I got in 2021, and that was Demon's Souls Remake. But I will go for the Demon's Souls, the original game. I have a few trophies already, but I'll make a video for the rest of the trophies, if you're interested in content like that. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and do check me out on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/HelenSebastian. I'll put the link down in the description below. We're gonna play Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree the entire weekend, and I can't think of a better way to spend my midsummer than doing just that. See you in the next video. Have a great weekend. Enjoy Elden Ring!